I've always found solace between the pages of comic books. Heroes, villains, stories of courage and sacrifice. But on that particular evening, the lines between my comic world and reality began to blur. My grandfather, a war veteran, his tales of battles and bravery were as real as the inked stories I cherished. Every evening, as the world outside quieted down, we'd share stories, him of wars and fallen comrades, and me of inked heroes and their fictional battles. But that evening, the silence was different. Heavy, as if the weight of 1,000 stories hung in the air. Seeking to bridge the silence, I showed him the Punisher's emblem, a symbol of relentless justice, a beacon in a world of chaos. And in that fleeting moment, our worlds intertwined, the stories of real-life heroes and inked vigilantes merging into one. Years melded into one another, and the young boy, once lost in comic books, now found himself amidst a sea of olive green and desert camo. The military training ground, a world away from the dimly lit room of his childhood. Training was tough, the weight of responsibility and the shadow of forthcoming battles pressing down on me. I often found myself questioning, had I made the right choice? And just when doubt threatened to engulf me, there it was, a familiar emblem from a world I once knew, the Punisher's skull, right here amidst the dust and drills. It was as if a piece of my past had come to reassure me, to remind me of the stories of resilience and justice. And in that symbol, I found a renewed sense of purpose. Symbols have a way of grounding us, of reminding us of who we are and what we stand for. And as I moved forward, training for the battles to come, that skull became a beacon, guiding me through the toughest of times. From the disciplined grounds of training to the unpredictable streets of war, I found myself amidst chaos. The city, once bustling with life, now lay in ruins, echoing tales of conflict and loss. The weight of responsibility was immense. Every decision, every movement could mean life or death, and in these moments of intense pressure, my thoughts often drifted to the stories my grandfather shared. Then, I saw the letter. The memories surged to me. All of my memories with my grandfather gave me a sense of strength and justice. In the crosshairs of my scope, the lines between fiction and reality intertwined. The Punisher's emblem, representing justice and resilience, became my anchor. Symbols hold power. They guide us, remind us, and in the darkest of times become our beacon of hope. And as I painted that skull, I felt an unspoken bond with all those who found strength in its embrace. War has a way of forging bonds that are unbreakable. Around this campfire, we were more than soldiers. We were comrades, brothers and sisters in arms. The symbols we carried on our gear held stories of camaraderie, tales of fallen comrades, and the weight of our shared mission. The stories spilled out, sometimes joyous, often painful. Each emblem represented more than ink and fabric. It was a tribute, a memorial. And as the night wore on, I shared the story of Chris Kyle and the Punisher's emblem. How a symbol from a comic book came to symbolize the resilience of real-life heroes. The campfire's warmth, the shared stories, and the emblems that adorned our gear, they all connected us. The Punisher's skull, once a symbol of a fictional vigilante, became a symbol of our unity. We were more than soldiers. We were a brotherhood, bound by our stories, our symbols, and the unspoken promise to honor the fallen. Years have passed, and the pages of my life have turned. From the battlefield to the comforts of home, I've carried with me the stories, the symbols, and the lessons. I've come full circle, from a curious child to a soldier and now to a grandfather. But the stories, they endure, transcending generations. Curiosity is a gift, and so I begin to share the story that has shaped my life. The story of Chris Kyle and the Punisher's emblem. I speak of heroes and sacrifice, of symbols that have the power to inspire, to unite, and to transcend the boundaries of ink and reality. I want my grandchild to understand the world I've lived in, the choices I've made, and the symbols that have guided me. In this simple backyard, I'm passing down more than just stories. I'm passing down the legacy of heroes and the importance of symbols that bind generations. Through stories, we connect, we learn, and we carry forward the legacy of those who came before us. In this moment, I see the future, and I'm filled with hope. The years have been kind, and as I sit here in the familiar embrace of my dimly lit room, I reflect on a journey that has spanned generations. The stories I've lived and shared have become a tapestry, woven with threads of courage, sacrifice, and the enduring power of symbols.
Grandpa, can you read this book to me again?
And now, the legacy continues, as the next generation embraces the stories that have shaped our family. Through stories, we connect with our past, we shape our present, and we inspire the future. And in this room, these stories will live on, carrying our legacy forward.